Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another masterclass. I'm your host, Nicholas with leadminingpros.com, and today is a really special treat. Okay, I found a man who created a company that offers an AI lead manager that is designed to help convert your follow-up leads and your inbound leads. This is huge. Okay. Not only did he create this company, but him and I have actually formed a pretty good friendship. And he is offering all of our CRM subscription holders 2 months free of this AI lead manager, and he's going to waive the initial setup fee of about $1,000. Okay, this whole offer is about $1,400 off his service. Okay, that is a huge offer, and he's offering this to all of our CRM subscribers at Touchpoint. Okay, so in this video, we're going to get into exactly what this does, exactly how this works. Okay, this is very exciting stuff. I have a couple clients using it already. We kind of soft launch it, and now we're about to give it to everybody. All right, so let's get into this. His name's Brad Bone. Brad, welcome, man. How you doing today?
Doing great, Nicholas. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
excited
you're
to talk
welcome.
about it.
Yeah, me too. People are gonna think we're a couple of, you know, we have like a couple of pseudomonyms. We got Nicholas, Nick, and Brad Bone over here. It's like we're like a couple of superheroes or something.
Yeah, seem like they're fake names, but they're really not.
I always joke and I say I was born this way. You know, I did not change my name to Nicholas Nick. Anyways, okay, so what you've created, it's actually been in the making for a while, right? You've actually, I know that you used to offer this service through another provider, and then you now created your own platform over the years. Now, I believe this is called Rainmaker. Is that right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah, which makes perfect sense because I've been seeing the posts and I see my client success. You take those follow up leads and then you make it rain. The purpose of this is actually to convert the lead to a booked appointment. Is that correct?
Right. That's the purpose of the AI. Get it to from lead intake or follow-up lead into a booked appointment. So
Yeah,
it takes
onto
care
that
of the
calendar.
whole front end of your funnel.
Got it. And then it goes on the calendar of the client.
Yeah.
Is
Right.
that correct? Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Yeah. And this is happening. This is cool, and I'm pretty excited. So I don't mean to jump around, but then this is also happening in the background, right? So they're getting leads in. They're working their hottest leads, right? Themselves, right? They're the ones that are closest to close. Those are their babies, and then they are just putting everything else, all the follow ups. Tell me about what are the leads that they should be sending into this.
Yeah, so really the way we're set up between Touchpoint and Rainmaker is it's it's connected, it's integrated together. Leads come in. The AI lead manager just works those leads, works really everything, and then pushes those as appointments over to the investor. So if I was an investor, I would be working anything that an appointment comes in. You have really what you're trying to do is get the appointment on the schedule and then talk to the person. So this AI, think of it if you're a solo operator, this is like your AI lead manager employee who's handling all your phone calls and screening these people and getting them in front of you. And you take it
And
from there.
most importantly, they're already trained to know what to do. A real lead manager, we have to chisel out a good script, make sure that they're following it, right? We have all these things to do with the real employee. I think the beauty of outsourcing this to you guys is you already have it figured out. One of the cool things we're doing for Touchpoint users is I actually have opportunity boards set up that when you put a lead there, it's automatically going to be worked on in the background by the lead manager. And think about how, so you just drag it right over here and it's going to be called Rainmaker. And then once it goes in there, that means it's a follow-up lead and we want Rainmaker to take over those processes. So this is all completely built into the system. It's going to be like a sidecar that's just going to be converting leads on the side, and it's coming completely free for 2 months, which means when you get leads from us, you're going to be able to work them effectively yourself. And the ones that you can't get on the phone, the ones you've double dialed 5 times, the ones that are ghosting you, you throw right into this process. And then it will take care of the rest up to a booked appointment on your calendar. That
Yeah.
that is, yeah, I mean, that's
It,
really cool.
it's crazy. I mean, I wish I had this when I started. Back before AI was around, or back before these types of this type of platform was around, The hardest part is getting people on the phone. It's all it's all the follow-up you have to do, and nobody has time for that, especially if you're a single operator, you don't have a team, you're maybe working another job, or if you have a team. Either way, that's the hardest part of real estate, is just getting these people back on the phone and trying to talk to them. If we can talk to them, then that's where human beings shine, is our ability to build rapport and to negotiate. But let AI do all this heavy lifting that we hate to do anyway.
Yeah, and I've had this really recent epiphany that magic happens when we're on the phone. You know, texting, emailing, cold calling, that is for introduction. That is for pre-phone time, right? Is really what it is. We're not closing a deal on a text message or an email, right? The real magic happens when we connect. The best connection we all know is in person, but that kind of sucks. We got to drive somewhere, get dressed, present ourselves, all that other stuff. The phone is the next best thing, and it absolutely is the only place deals get done. I think that is such an important reminder, right? I just actually had this, the reason why I'm hot on this right now is I had this talk with a couple of clients the other day. I sent him 140 leads, and he's like, Nick, I only got 3 contracts. And I was like, that is not good on 140 leads. And I said, tell me, what are you doing? And he goes, well, after you send me the lead, I am blind texting them an offer. And I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, like, problem solved.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know why you only have good news. There's probably 8 more contracts in those leads waiting for you. But anyways, I think that's just such a stark reminder that, texting, those aren't the relationship builders. So I think it's really cool, what you're doing. Okay, well, we kind of gave that summary for everyone. Now let's dive deep into some of these things. Let's actually talk about how it works, what it does, where it came from. Okay,
Yep.
so that was like a little preview of what we're about to get into. Now we're going to talk about it. All right, so tell me, what is Rainmaker, and how exactly does it help real estate investors?
Yeah, so Rainmaker is its own platform that has AI in the background. So AI, it's connected with OpenAI, Anthropic, 11 Labs. It's the best AI in the industry, and AI is moving super fast, and we're staying up on that. We want to always bring the best out there as AI grows. So it's a platform. It's got workflows behind it. So it's one thing to have an AI sit there, wait for a call to come in. That isn't super effective. What we need it to do is initiate the conversation with the seller, get the seller to respond, and then go back and forth, set an appointment. So it does that as well. It's initiating conversations with your follow-ups, and handling the inbound leads and pushing to an appointment. So it's a whole platform that does all that, connected to Touchpoint on the background. You don't really have to jump into it too much. You of course can if you want, but it's going to do a lot of stuff on its own by itself.
Right. Yeah. And this is the beauty of, my clients not having to set it up themselves and outsource. This is why they outsource to me, because they don't want to have to set up the cold caller, pay for the subscription, manage the performance, do all that. So one of the perks of using this is you don't have to micromanage it. What you do have to do is make sure you're getting your end result. Right? Just like with my clients, you just worry if you get leads. If you don't get leads, you let me know. Now that's my problem. That's not your problem, right? Same thing with you. If we're putting it in, all you have to do is make sure it's coming out. If not, it's just a call into customer service. And this is really the huge perk. This is what we're actually trying to create for you. Your job is hard enough. Closing deals is hard enough. Okay? And we don't need you hiring cold callers, training them, developing them. If you're doing all that, you're taken away from closed deals. If you're trying to create your own texting and your own conversion platform, that's taken away from closing deals. Even some of these, we can all agree, we've signed up for. Some of these CRMs that are so robust in features and automations, I see people sign up for that and they slow down because they don't know how it works. So some of these things, even if you're given the tools to execute it yourself, it's not always the best choice. Now you have to take up mental bandwidth. Let me tell you, as someone who is now $1 million earner, the number one commodity I have in this world is mental bandwidth. And I've created so many things and so many headaches for myself. Trust me, there's an exhaustion point. Yeah, it might be okay your first couple months in business, but what happens when you're closing 5 deals a month? You want to take these things on? Trust me from wisdom where it will really bother you one day.
Yeah.
you know, but anyways, I love that. I love the way it works. And like I said earlier, guys, there's going to be a place in Touchpoint, a bucket that you can take leads and literally drag them to. And once you put them in there, this AI lead manager is going to get to work. Okay, so now let's talk about, you mentioned that they had something that they could log into, that they could overview if they wanted to. Let's just talk about that real quick so people can understand the transparency.
Yeah, so you'll have a login. It's going to be a platform you can log into. It'll show the different stages that the leads are in. So there'll be a new stage where new leads are being worked. Usually those are only in there for about a day, because if we don't get a hold of that, if we don't get a hold of that seller within a day, it becomes an unresponsive lead. We call it an unresponsive. Our definition of unresponsive is we've never talked to them. And, so by definition, new lead turns into unresponsive. Unresponsives are worked in a different cadence, a little more aggressive. It's like 10 days of pain. We've all heard of that. So it's going to get hit pretty hard. The other bucket is follow-up. So that's maybe a 2-week to 30-day drip. And then long-term nurture is like a 30 to 60-day drip. Ultimately, it's follow-up that never ends. Unresponsives eventually turn into follow-up. Follow-up turns into long-term nurture if they never respond. If they never respond, they end up being long-term nurtures, and we're just hitting them until they do. Or they tell us to, they don't want to sell or whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. So you guys break it down into those four. That was four.
Yeah, and there's actually one more, missed appointment. So missed appointment's the last one. Yeah.
Got it. So my clients, once that call is booked, if they see that it's missed, they would drag it. I think we have that set up. I know we have that set up too in our CRM. They drag it to the bucket that says missed appointment, and it kicks back to you.
Yep, that'll automatically kick into a missed appointment sequence, which is like 3 or 4 days, something like that. If we can't get a hold of them, it'll kick into follow-up. It'll go into a follow-up sequence.
Yeah, and I really love that. So guys, I really want you to listen to what is being said here. Any lead that you don't get a hold of yourself, I'm going to have a place for you to put that lead that will be automatically followed up with and worked by AI. That AI is going to book an appointment for you. If that person misses that appointment, I have another place called Missed Appointment. You drag it over there, it's back into AI's world. Think about how fast you can move now. Think about how easy you're going to be able to sleep. Wow, Nick's doing my calls and my texts, okay? And then Rainmaker is now using an AI lead manager to follow up with my unresponsives, my missed appointments, my long-term nurtures. Okay, I'm going to have all those buckets. It's going to be click, drag.
Yep.
Yeah, and then free for 2 months. It's a $1,400 value. That $1,000 setup fee is actually the bigger give than the 2 months free. That is huge. And I'm pretty sure you guys can see with this level of extensive research. Now we're going to get into something even better where you're going to see how much work these guys do for you. So, anyone who's familiar with A2P, okay, knows what a nightmare that is. Anyone who's not familiar with A2P will soon find out what a nightmare it is. Now, what A2P means is application to phone. That's actually what the A and the 2 and the P means. What this means is, this is why they make us abide by all of these regulations, because since they know we're using a computer to send a text, we can now send way more text messages. If it was phone to phone, this is why when you buy a phone, a Verizon phone, you don't have to fill this out because it's phone to phone. You can only move so fast phone to phone. But they know when you're application to phone that you can really destroy some people with some text messages. So they have you jump through all these hoops. It actually just got even harder. So you have to have a business, you have to have an EIN, you have to have a 5-page website now, okay? And then you have to submit it, and it even costs $25 to submit it. Okay, that's not their charge. That's the government's charge to submit it. Okay, and then you wait. Anyway, I think it's anywhere from like 1 to 2 weeks, right, for approval. That's what the A2P process is right now. If you had to do it, so you'd have to go. You'd have to get a website built. You'd have to pay for a website. You'd have to sign up for that. You'd have to wait for it to get built, right? All that other stuff. So now, I just wanted to explain to you what A2P was for those who were unfamiliar, because I'm going to ask Brad a question here, and he's going to tell you guys some stuff that's included, okay? And it's going to blow your mind, and you didn't know about all that until I gave you the pre-story. So Brad, talk to me about how do you guys handle the A2P process, and then how long does it take to start up?
Yeah, so this is often a part of the process that can be the biggest headache and can take the longest. But we figured out a way to streamline it really fast, and we know what they want to see, what the carriers want to see in order to get approval. So what we do is we provide you a 5-page website, and that's part of signing up with the service. And we actually submit the A2P submission for you. We send it. It gets usually approved in 1 to 2 weeks. And now you've got a website you can actually use at that point, or you can switch domains if you want back to your other website, whatever you want to do there. But you've got a website that's A2P approved. The carriers are good with it. Now you can send text messages. This is all required for sending text messages. You don't need it for email. You don't need it for voice, but you do need it for text messages. So, and that's what actually comes with your plan is the texting.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. And so you guys actually handle all of that legwork.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, guys, that is a huge deal. First of all, a 5-page website requirement. If you got a quote, even from a cheap VA for a 5-page website, it'd be at least $500, and that'd be just like some guy in Pakistan. Trust me, because I have that guy that works for me. Okay, he does charge that much. But so the fact that that's included is huge, and then to manage the submission and capture all the information. So you're going to have to send over, Brad, your EIN number. Mm-hmm. Okay, you will have to, I'm sure you submit a form. Okay, and then they then submit the information for you. But that is such a huge give. I can't tell you how many people give up just at A2P, right? You get rejected 3 times, you've spent $25 each time, then you don't even know what to do. Trust me, I've even struggled with this. That's why I can relate. And you have to get every little thing right. I'll give you guys an example. When I submitted mine, my official company name is Lead Mining LLC. And they were like, hey, what's your business name? I was like, Lead Mining. Denied after 2 weeks. What? Why? Well, then I put Lead Mining LLC, denied. But you know what my business name is? Lead Mining, LLC. I'm not kidding. That's a real story. And I got denied 3 times, and it was a freaking comma that was getting in my way. And so when these things are managed by you guys, you get to stay in your genius. Okay, you get to keep focusing on what you should be focusing on, which is converting leads. Now, I do want to talk about the A2P real quick. This is not an A2P for you to use. Okay, just to be super clear, this is not like this is not in your CRM. So if you have Touchpoint, this is not A2P approval in Touchpoint. Okay, this is A2P approval through Brad's system. Now you can still get it in Touchpoint, and you can use what Brad's created for you to make the process even simpler at Touchpoint as well. So you sign up, Brad will get approval, create the site, do all that stuff for you, submit A2P approval, then you can use his stuff to get A2P approval inside of my CRM Touchpoint, which is what's giving you this for 2 months for free. So it's a cool way. One thing benefits both. Okay, it's basically how that's going to work. But I just want to be clear that this A2P that you're getting only exists inside of his system for his team to operate and handle the text messages for you.
Yeah, A2P is required anytime you have a phone system. So, Rainmaker has its own phone system. Touchpoint's going to have its own phone system. So that's really what differentiates it. But yeah, it's a great value for sure.
Yeah, I love it. And I'm going to show you guys real quick. I pulled this up in the background just to show you how this is going to work. When you put, I've got Touchpoint pulled up here. So when you get leads from us at Touchpoint, it's going to end up in your CRM. Okay, interested seller, called no answer, answer future follow-up. We're going to set this up that future follow-up automatically goes to Rainmaker, okay? And we're going to have and I'll show you guys here in a second. That goes to Rainmaker, and then when they book an appointment, it's going to be right here. So you're going to know when you see appointment booked that this was end resulted from Rainmaker. Okay. On top of that, we're going to have missed book appointment. I have all my negative stuff down here. We have offer rejected, disqualified, and not yet motivated. So we are going to set these up to get in the Rainmaker world. Like you said, long-term nurture, not yet motivated. Okay. One thing we're going to work on too is potentially getting a offer rejected sequence. One thing I found is one of the most important things is when that contract is out, that contract follow-up is a whole headache in itself. But we're going to have this whole thing set up. So all you're going to have to do is click and drag, and it's automatically going to be sending it over to Rainmaker. So I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. It's going to be that easy. Just click, drag it to the category. It's in his world. When it's done, it will be in that booked appointment realm. And if they missed a booked appointment, just move it to missed appointment. And then it's going to kick right back over. This is going to be like an employee that you don't need to manage, you don't need to train, communicate with, okay? And then all that being said, Brad, after the 2 months is up, tell everyone how amazingly inexpensive this is.
Yeah, then it will revert to $197 a month. So $197 a month is our starter package. It gets you. It has a capacity of up to 500 leads that you can have in the system at any given time. So once and that's gonna, what we figured, Nicholas, it was like 40 contracts by the time you get there, or that's like probably being conservative. By then you can upgrade.
That's right.
You're good. So it gives you quite a bit.
And our clients, I mean, really, we should be. So there's a couple cool things that are happening here. So these are also just 500 leads that you're having a hard time getting hold of. So guys, think about that. 500 leads, and not 500 people on a list you pulled from Deal Machine. That's not what 500 leads means. 500 leads means they said yes to us. We generated a lead. And on top of that, they also didn't answer. So the hot leads are already working and converting. Okay, so you're closing those deals. So if you have 500 leads in their system, I mean, think about the usage that is. I'll be honest with you guys. I had a lead manager. I literally could not give that guy more than like 10 leads and expect any kind of performance out of him after that, right? He got confused. He got overwhelmed. We've all been there. He's not following the script. All this stuff ends up going down. And then that lead manager at $4 an hour is $200 a week. Okay, so think about for $200 a month for up to 500 leads being worked. Brad, I can't even tell you how excited I am about this offer, because it actually, even we've been talking about this for months, but it's really hitting me on this video that this is truly a completely done for you system. Clients get the hot leads, you get the warmer ones, okay? And then all they do is stay in their zone of genius. All they do is focus on contracts. They have nothing to worry about now except contracts and closings. That is it. And before this, they literally had to worry about, where do I get my list? Where do I get my phone numbers? Do I have to sign up for a dialer? Should I just use my phone number? How do I text? I mean, think about all of the questions we're answering to make their lives as easy as possible. Now they've got a CRM and an AI lead. I mean, yeah, I'm actually pretty excited.
Yeah, me too. I think one thing I want to clarify on what exactly Rainmaker gives you. So once that $197 per month plan is text and email. Now, if you want to add AI voice, which is awesome, you may have heard it on. I've been posting about it a little bit. You can actually listen to the demo. It's the best sounding voice available right now. If you want that, right now it's $247 a month as an add-on. So I'm not sure if that price could go up over time, but right now it's $247 a month. You can always add that on later. And this is always just month-to-month stuff. So if there's no long-term contracts, you can pay annual if you want and get a discount, but don't worry about that. Just go month to month for now. And see how it works. I think you're going to be very, very happy.
Yeah, no, and I love the AI voice add-on too. And the one thing a lot of people don't think of, guys, I'll tell you right now, that AI voice, even if you only use it as an inbound receptionist, $247 is amazing. You know, I was using Pat Live at $400 a month. Okay. And that was a real human who sometimes didn't answer the phone, who sometimes didn't do it right. Okay. This being AI, I think that's like one of the biggest gifts is the management isn't needed. And if it is, they just call you. They don't have to worry about, you know, when I have an employee who makes a mistake, I have to think of, was it the process? Was it the person? Was it the manager? You know, like we have so much stuff to troubleshoot when the problems are our own. Okay. And the beauty of this is you got an issue with your lead gen, you call me. You have an issue with your lead manager, you call him. You know, you're dealing with other multi-millionaire CEOs. And that's one of the real perks of doing this is you're not having to translate your issue to a $3 an hour employee, to a $6 an hour employee. I mean, that's incredibly
Yeah,
useful.
I mean, we know. I've been in the real estate industry for 10 years. Nicholas, I think you've been in for a long time as well. Like I know what closes deals. I know how to get people on the phone and what you have to say. So it's not like training some VA and you're not exactly sure how to train them, especially if you're newer. It takes a while. It takes years. It takes experience to understand what it takes to get someone on the phone and the nuance of that and the importance of it. Even that, like the importance of follow up, how important that is. So if you're going to pay hard earned money to Nicholas Nick to cold call for you, you have to treat those leads well. You got to stay on them. Otherwise, you're just wasting money. So it's almost like it's the responsible thing to do to have really good follow-up systems in the background. Otherwise, you're really kind of wasting your money.
Yeah, well, and where this is perfect is that totally suits my narrative. So I give that course that teaches people how to work the leads themselves. And I give them solution for the ones that are answering the phone, and you're giving them the solution for the ones that aren't answering the phone.
Yeah.
And that's huge, right? And I
Yeah.
think and we know it's the phone number because we spoke to them already. So it's not like it's an unknown number, right? It's just someone who's hard to get a hold of. And don't get me started on the harder they are to get a hold of, the hotter the lead is.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone else is giving up on them. And
Yeah.
that person needs to sell. I'll tell you, even with me, and you guys can probably relate, my dentist has to call me 5 times for me to say yes. But of course I need to go, right? But I'm not lining up to go get my teeth cleaned, right?
Yeah.
But so it's like, but that follow up, it's needed. I need them to follow up. Okay. And so we have to think about that. These sellers need us to follow up. Follow up is not a nuisance. It's a service. Okay. It's
Right.
what makes us better, right?
Yeah. I've liked thinking about that. I've told our acquisition guys and our team too. We work in Jacksonville, Florida. So I like saying it like this. The sellers in Jacksonville require you to call them multiple times in order to, they require that. They expect that from us. They need us to do that for them. So follow up, don't think of it as me hammering someone. Think of it as me providing them a service. I'm reminding them of something that they've already told me they need. They've already told me that. So I'm just reminding them of that.
And as soon as they say stop reaching out, we stop. I mean, that's really the trick. It's like, hey, this is what I tell my clients, hey, I'm only calling because you said yes. If it's no longer yes, let me know. You'll never hear from me again. But it's like, so I think that's the logic I use, because it is so true. It's like, hey, I'm only calling because you said yes. If you didn't mean it, now's your chance. And I'll tell you, a lot of these people, they really do need it. You know what I mean? It's like I said, they don't say fortune the follow up for nothing. And 9 times out of 10, when I've had excessive follow up or what I felt like was excessive, I got thanked for it.
Yeah,
later.
I know.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. Okay, so now let's talk about how we get this. Okay, this is an amazing pairing. It's good teamwork. So let's talk about how do we get this. So this comes with our CRM completely for free. Okay, so if you guys go to if you guys go to leadminingpros.com/CRM, Okay, it's going to bring you right to my CRM page. My CRM is only $75 a month. Okay, and just for signing up month to month, you're going to get the setup fee waived at $1,000 and 2 months free at $197 a month of this AI lead manager. This is going to go best paired with my lead generation services because we need to take advantage of his 2 months free. Okay, we don't want to not have leads coming in if we're getting his service for free. We want to make sure we're going to be feeding that rainmaker like it's nobody's business. So you're going to get our leads texting, whether it's our texting or our cold calling leads, get the leads from us and then get them in the system, in the CRM, and then make sure you're managing it through that board. It will automatically send them to his lead manager. Okay, guys, this is going to be a game changer. Now, I have packages that include my CRM for free. Okay, so if you check out the website, I'll actually get it pulled up here. But if you check out the website, you'll see that almost every single one of my packages come with a free month, 1 to 3 months of my CRM. Let me pull this up for you guys. Okay, so here's me, all right, and pricing. Okay, so this one, you get 2 months free with the shotgun package, 2 months with the bazooka, 3 months with the King Kong, 6 months with the 10-week Titan. Okay, so you'll see every single package is going to come with several months free of my CRM. And this is going to pair perfectly. So you sign up for leads, you now get the CRM for free for 1 to 3 months, and you now get the AI lead manager for free, the A2P approval for free, all for 2 months. Guys, that is really ninja shit.
Yeah. One thing I should say, just to clarify what we mean by free, and this probably goes without saying, but there are, anytime you have systems like this, there's always going to be some usage charges. They're minimal. They're hardly anything. The subscription itself is free. And there, so you do put in your credit card. There's I don't know, it ends up being $20 or whatever it is. It's not much depending on how many texts you end up sending, but keep that in mind, little bit of cost, but subscription is free. So
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Touchpoint's the same way. So, and I'm glad you brought that up. So if you sign up for Touchpoint, it's the same exact thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. You put in a credit card for usage as you make calls and you make texts and you use it. That's the only time. The fees are nominal, which is amazing. Pennies, literally, per minute or per text. But they are there. With most of my clients, they just do what we call like a $10 re-up limit, right? You load it at 10, it goes through it charges 10 more. But yeah, that's a great point. And they are both the same. Even though mine's free, there's still usage fees if you were to buy phone numbers, because all that has a cost. Phone numbers, they're still like $1.50, I believe, a month, stuff like that. But yeah, that's a great point to bring up. But guys, check it out, leadminingpros.com/CRM. Okay, this video is going to go live. If you're watching this video, this offer is live. Okay, so it is time. Yeah, dude, this is going to be huge. And we want your feedback. We want to know how it's going. Okay, so sign up for the lead gen, meet with me for the Zoom calls. I offer those bi-weekly Zoom calls completely for free. All right, and then let's talk about how good this is working. Let's talk about what a weight this is off your shoulder. You're going to be working leads. Think about my system. We call everyone twice and text everyone once until a lead is generated. Once that lead is generated, then what we do is now you're going to have a complete lead manager working everyone who's unresponsive or not ready yet. You're not even going to have to think about those guys anymore. Right now, you're not thinking about them and you're not working them. Pretty soon, you're not going to be thinking about them and you're going to be working them thoroughly. And someone is going to be working hard to put them on your calendar. That's freaking huge. But I'm pumped, Brad. Thank you so much for this offer. This is really all you. I didn't have to talk you into this. You were really excited to roll this out. I thanked you for your generosity several times for offering my clients this $1,400 value. I think that's the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me or my clients, and I'm not kidding. And so I really appreciate it.
Well, I feel the same, Nicholas. Yeah, I'm excited to connect with you, with your clients, and do something really cool.
Yeah, I think this is going to be huge.
Yeah.
So guys, check this out. No catch at all. Just sign up for the CRM. You got access. If you have your own leads, let's run it. If you want to use our leads, let's do it. We're super pumped. If anyone has any questions, call my cell 727-877-3232, and I'll be there to answer any of your questions. Brad, thank you so much for joining us today, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll see you, brother.
See ya.